What is up, guys? Still recovering from last night? Kakas here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we are going over the latest kerfuffle within the Destiny 2 community. As the final present for the dawning 2020 was unlocked, players were able to go and claim it, and the vast majority have been pretty disappointed, and they've been letting their opinions be known on social media. So what exactly is going on? Why are people upset? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video, and so let's get started. Now, first things first, let's talk about what exactly is going on, the background information for this present reward and the community reaction. So the dawning 2020 actually has a lot of different moving parts going into it. Firstly, you have the main just kind of activity, the main reward source, which is baking cookies. You go out into the universe and you get dawning essence by completing activities, and you get ingredients by doing different things, getting different kinds of kills and on different enemies, and you combine those things to make cookies. You turn those cookies into certain NPCs and you get rewards. Now, those rewards this year have actually been fantastic. The Glacioclasm Fusion Rifle is one of the better fusion rifles out there in all of PvP. It might even be like the top meta choice right now if you want to run a fusion. And then we have the older dawning rewards from previous years, the Cold Front and the Avalanche, and they're returning with different roles, so they have a different feel this year as well. All of that is fantastic, and I think that should be the standard going forward for these kind of events. One new weapon and the older weapons reintroduced with different roles. All of that is good stuff. However, at the same time, Bungie decided to add, and they haven't added this in previous years, a community event. As players baked cookies, I think did bounties, and also got ingredients when they had the dawning ship equipped, they would produce dawning spirit. And once you reached certain goals within dawning spirit, so once the entire community got 10 million dawning spirit, everyone would get a certain tier of rewards, a certain tier of present. So it started with like a green tier present, then it would go to blue, then purple, and finally, just today, we unlocked the exotic gold tier present. However, a pretty substantial road bump was put into that process because we were due to finish the final tier reward about a week after the dawning was going to end. That's right, the community spirit generation was nowhere near the amount required to actually unlock this gold tier present, this exotic tier present. So Bungie actually had to swoop in and triple the amount of dawning spirit generated. And even then, we've still kind of finished in the 11th hour with only a few days remaining of this event. But it's finally here, and everyone now can go and claim that exotic tier reward. And what do you get for it? A couple of cosmetics, an exotic armor piece, and an ascendant shard. And as you can see, overwhelmingly, the community reaction has been kind of, that's it? Like, that's what all this was for? Now, I've got to be honest, I have some varying thoughts on this present. I think genuinely the overwhelming community reaction, and it's pretty insane, like anything Bungie posts, there's people complaining about these dawning rewards. Anytime I see people posting what they got, the comments are just, oh really, that's it, that's pathetic. Like, people seem to really not like this reward, even though I don't think it's that bad of a reward. You've got to remember, this is a totally free event, and brand new players are going to be participating in this. It's a pretty easy event to do. It's a pretty easy thing to go and bake the different cookies for all the different NPCs and get all of these rewards, and those pretty new players or casual players are getting an exotic armor piece, an ascendant shard, which is definitely not easy to get. So that for them is absolutely a big deal. I think who this definitely does alienate is the very dedicated players, is the hardcore players, because heck, Nightfalls are giving double rewards right now, and that's why you're seeing it in the background gameplay. I actually forgot to record my footage of myself going to get this present because I was investigating the quadruple Nightfall thing. I should probably explain that. In the last week in Bungie thing that popped up last week, for me, in-game, not only did it say that the week would award double Nightfall loot, it also said that the weekend would reward double platinum loot. Shouldn't that mean it's ×4 rewards right now? Well, apparently it's not after testing, and Bungie never ever talked about this ever again. They just pretended this never popped up on people's screens. And I mean, that right there, that lack of communication and the confusion, I think that's kind of what is also happening here with the Dawning Present. Why wasn't Bungie more transparent in saying, this is what you're going to get? If they said from the start, here are the rewards you're going to get for the final tier, an exotic armor piece, and an ascendant shard. Again, that's not bad for a huge amount of players. I'm sure we still would have been able to achieve that reward, and people, I don't think, would have been as disappointed. The reason people got themselves hyped up over this reward, understandably, is because people were putting in a ton of time grinding Dawning Spirit to try to make up for the ridiculous amount that Bungie required for this event to be completed. Like, I don't know who at Bungie is setting these goals for these community events, but they are completely out of touch with the reality of the game state. And so you have people trying extremely hard, and then Bungie comes in and triples the amount, and now it's a big thing. Oh my gosh, we are finally gonna complete this event, and that caused a lot more attention to be on this final tier reward than I think Bungie expected, and it just leads to obvious disappointment. Again, I really don't feel like this is that bad of a present considering this is a totally free event, but Bungie did themselves no favors and put so much more attention and hype on this event by having this kind of silly, tacked on community event, then completely overestimating how many people were going to be playing, and then also rushing in to make sure people don't fail. All that's doing is getting more people invested in this final prize. I think it would have gone so much better, so much smoother, and the community would have been so much happier with this reward if instead of this community event, Bungie had just done a different reward every single week. Like the first week, it's the green tier reward. The second week, blue. Third week, purple. Last week, it's the exotic tier reward. And it just gives it to you without this community event. This whole community event was so hilariously unnecessary. So simply removing that and then also being transparent and letting the community know what the contents of each prize were, I mean, no one would be upset right now. Because unfortunately, everyone is focusing on this because Bungie again drawed all the attention to this and not focusing on what I talked about at the beginning of the video. This overall is a great success of a limited time event because of how good the rewards are. Like too often, we just get the same reward as the previous year. So having 3 viable weapons to grind after, like this is fantastic news. And all the community event has done is take attention off of this fantastic news and highlight kind of the not so great part of this event. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the matter, but what do you think? Do you think the Dawning was a success, was a failure, somewhere in between? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video, found it interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.